What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Monday to everybody. Hopefully, you guys are having a good start to the week. Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about the events that are currently happening in Raid, and also we're going to be talking about a really big news drop that's going to be happening tomorrow. But it's probably something that you probably should say no to, considering what we know is going to happen on Wednesday. So let's jump right into it. All right. So first things first, basically, Plarium wants your money. Um, there's a couple things going on right now, and it's going to be a brand new Prism summon pool. I called this in my video, I think over the weekend, basically saying there's going to be a Prism pull event coming earlier this week, and here it is. Exact same chances as previous Prism shards, maybe for the last 3 or 4 events. This time it's going to be with Bolint, as was kind of teased last week since he was released last week. We have other skinwalkers along with him, so 6 other skinwalkers. The breakdown of this event is a little bit different than previous. They did mention this in the previous, I believe, digest, that they said there's going to be a headline champion from the pool. This is a good thing. Basically, it means that this one champion is going to get boosted odds, basically. So in previous pools, if this was the event, basically 7 legendaries, if you pulled a legendary, one of them would have been one that you desired, basically the Factum Uni champion. If in this case, so in that calculation, you only have a 14.3% roughly chance of getting 1 out of the 7. So in this case, you now have a 2 divided by 4% chance of getting it, which gives you a 0.33% chance of getting that one desired legendary. Sorry, I missaid that. It's basically 2 plus 4, which is 6, and then you go 2 divided by 6, which gives you 33.3%. So you can clearly see that it went from 14.3% up to 33% for this one desired champion. So this kind of breakdown and new structure is definitely a positive thing if you're comparing apples to apples from the previous summon event. Another very interesting thing that they implemented in the summon pool is they actually put in a mercy system, which is something that obviously didn't happen before. But if you look at this, chance increase per shard plus 3%. So right now it's currently 6%, and then you get plus 3% for every shard after 20 shards. After 20 prism pulls, you get plus 3%. So you go from 6 to 9 on your 21st prism pull. I mean, how does this help anybody outside of big spenders, right? In any event, this is a good thing. In any event, this is a positive thing for obviously spenders. So if you're regularly spending 20 summons per event, you're gonna be tempted to spend more. First of all, tempted to spend more, and you're gonna get a little bit of a boost plus 3%, which is better than Sacred Shards Mercy, but it's also after 20 summons. So Sacred Shards is after 12 summons without a legendary. This case it's after 20, and you get a little bit more, you get more boost, but it's after 20. So your initial investment is quite significant compared to even Sacred Shard Mercy. So honestly, I don't see how this helps anybody. If they put this maybe after, like, I don't know. I don't know. Right now it's clearly worse to me versus Sacred Shards, but I guess on average these Prism crystals are maybe cheaper. This one is actually deceptive because this is only 20 here for the regular price, and it's 35. So that means one pull is almost 2 of these packs, which is a little bit different considering that in previous deals usually you get one pull or closer to it for this base price. In this case it's almost 2 of these. I don't know if that was intended or what, but pretty crazy right now. Basically, Plarium wants your money. In any event, we have this Skinwalker pool here. All these champions are actually pretty good. I mean, you know, which was the worst one, right? I guess Snick Tracks maybe, but all of them are pretty good. Some of them are like even S tier in certain areas, like Buddy, Wukong gonna be S tier in some areas, and then you have Bolint here, which is the Faction Unity champion. He's a good champion. I'm gonna be releasing a showcase today for him, and then it's a pretty extensive one. I tested him in many areas, and I do like him. I do like him, but is he anything super insanely special? You guys can be a judge of that. But yeah, I do like him. I think he's a good champ. But this is going to be the existing pool. It's going to be happening for 5 days. And just a quick look at the calendar here today. We do have an existing Sand Devil tournament with the Prism pull shards here at the regular 6,300 point threshold, which is basically what they've been setting the Prism pulls at the last couple times. So that's going to be the price to stay. And then we have unknown into the future. But we know that the Asgard stuff is going to happen on the 21st. So all the events are going to start dropping on the 21st and then giving us lots of things to chase. But yeah, anyways, the second part of this video is going to be talking about what Plarium said, and it's going to be related to this. So they said on Tuesday, August 20th, we're launching a extra legendary event from Ancient Shards. Hello, Ancient Shards, right? So nice. If you're familiar with the mechanics, if you summon a legendary from an Ancient Shard during this event, you'll get a different extra one from the same shard. So it's, one of the best events in the game, to be honest, because getting 2 legendaries for price of 1, that's just double the dopamine shot to your brain. Better than coffee, of course. Keep in mind that this event is going to be using base rates. You're not getting any kind of boost or anything. So for Ancient Shards, you're looking at 0.5% chance at getting a legendary. So the odds are very minimal unless you have a significant amount of shards stacked up. But these events are basically targeted towards people that keep track of their mercy. So I strongly suggest that you keep track of your own mercy. If you don't use RSL Helper, which keep track of it automatically when you have it on, when you load up your game, use a pen and paper and just make notes whenever you pull shards. Usually you shouldn't be pulling shards too often, so you shouldn't be updating your pen and paper too often. Or you can use whatever word processing app you want to keep track with. But this event is great for people that know their mercy. So for example, I'll just bring up my RSL helper here. So for this account, my last legendary was Sisia, which took me 57 ancient shards to get. So between legendaries, she came at 57, which is really good value. And then after her, I only pulled 4. So I'm not even close to Mercy. Mercy starts at 200, by the way, for ancient shards. So for me, this is a 100% skip. 100% skip because it's going to cost me potentially 200, almost 200 or maybe more to get the gold, the lightning, right? Otherwise, definitely, yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing this event if you're in the position like myself. However, the other thing to consider is that since the Asgard events are coming and we know that they're probably going to be pretty heavy on the summons, because that's kind of how Plarium makes their money. We want to be extra conscious of what they're trying to do, right? So they're trying to drain us of our shards leading into the Asgard event. Likely it's going to be a very big event coming on the weekend, just before the weekend, obviously, the summon event. We just had a 2x ancient into this Heroes Path event. So we had 2x ancients during the champion chase, and then we had this Heroes Path event. So this weekend it could be, not too sure. They've been kind of like a little bit inconsistent. It could be a summon rush because we skipped our summon rush, which was Heroes Path, or it could be a champion chase this weekend. So I'm not 100% sure on what that could be this weekend, but we know there's going to be a chase or summon event, and it's going to have some Asgard goodies in there. So in the event of this +1 event right here, I would probably, even if you're on like the edge of trying to participate in this, let's say your mercy was like maybe, I don't know, 120, right? I would say 120. Like if your mercy was like, let's say 80, and you needed like maybe 120 to do this event for 2 legendaries, I might consider holding back. Like especially if that was all your ancient shards. Like I have 130 here and I have gems, so I'm not too worried about spending ancients. Even if I spend all 130, I can just kind of like, if I had to, I could like unload all my gems to get more. But I wouldn't ever want to do that. So for me personally, I would like, even at 80, I would probably skip it. So I usually like to prepare, right? So if you were at 80, let's say you're in my position and you are at 80 mercy and you have 130 shards, you basically guarantee yourself, double legendary hit. But then you would have no ancient shards if it went in the worst case scenario. So I like to prepare for the worst case scenario, but I want to make sure that I capitalize on this event if I'm pulling for the event. So I wouldn't, if I only had 30 shards, I wouldn't pull 30 shards to try to gamble on this, because obviously you want to save those 30 shards for like some for sure value from another event. So I would highly recommend you guys hold back a little bit more than what you guys would do regularly, even though this is one of the best events in the game. Um, it's only good if, say, your mercy was like this 180. So you're very close to mercy. You got a decent amount of shards that you can kind of put into this event, not worry too much about the upcoming weekend event for the Asgard stuff. Um, just my advice. Obviously, you guys do you gamble it up if you guys want. I'll probably gamble like a handful of shards. You know, maybe do my 3 daily. That's just gambling. That's just my own gambling thing. But yeah, definitely try to restrain yourself a little bit from participating too heavily in this event, especially if you're a little bit low on resources, gems, and shards, because we know that the dungeon that's coming up for the Asgard stuff is going to be a limited time dungeon. It's going to take energy, and it's going to drop the new pinpoint set. So knowing all of this, we might want to conserve our energy to farm that dungeon. We don't know exactly how the drop rates and all that stuff's going to happen because it's 30 levels in that dungeon. But I would definitely try to save some resources heading into 21st, which is Wednesday. But yeah, if you guys are close to Mercy, like let's say 180, this event's a slam dunk. If you guys are, you know, anywhere like kind of mid-ish and you guys are on the fence, definitely hold back. And if you guys are like me, very far away from Mercy, it's a skip. So anyways, guys, hopefully this video was insightful for you guys, and hopefully it cleared up some of those questions you guys might have about pulling for tomorrow. Best of luck on all your summons and stuff. Check out my video for Bolint. It's going to be out later today as well. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all this, if you guys are pulling for any of these events. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.